Previously on the last episode of Puppet Show Reviews.
Hey, just a quick note. I just realized something. Next video is gonna be our 10th video. Oh, this is gonna be exciting. We should do something special. But what to review? Ow. What? 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 Oh my God.
Gentlemen, I need your help. Now, continuing the story of Puppet Show Reviews.
Okay, people, balls to the wall. We got ourselves a major guest star. Now witness for the first time on Puppet Show Reviews, Optimus Prime. Greetings, gentlemen. It is good to be on your show. You know, I thought you'd be taller. The camera adds 2 tons to my weight. Anyway, I've come seeking your help. Aw, shucks. No, I'm serious. I needed help from the greatest reviewer on the internet. Aw, shucks, and you chose me. Unfortunately, the nostalgia critic was busy. Oh, and the video game nerd refused. Oh, and I guess, well, yeah. And the game grunts, they were too busy with games. They don't even review anything! And Silver Quill only does pony videos, as well as Rooster Teeth wouldn't let me on their show unless I did a crossover with Red vs. Blue. Okay, you know what? How about you just get to the point of your problem? Oh, right, indeed. Well, my franchise is dying. Nobody cares about the Transformers anymore. People think I'm a joke nowadays. Well, you probably have Michael Bay to thank for that. Oh, it was long before Michael Bay. He brought us back into the eye, but not in a good way. Our franchise is in deep turmoil.
During the 80s, me and my fellow Autobots and Decepticons alike enjoyed the limelight for some time. However, with repeating reboots, we began losing more and more of our fan base. We were revived later on, but now we're on the decline again. Well, Optimus, I can tell you why. You see, while every generation has their own take on the Transformers, it's usually the same formula. Each time, it's always you versus Megatron, right versus wrong, clear bad guy versus clear good guy. If you wish to keep your formula, that's fine, but you have to be able to make some changes and do something new.
Something new? We're giant robots that fight each other. What could we possibly think of new for that? Well, there's a lot of avenues you can go. But you said you got revived for a while. Yes. Well, what revived you? It was during a strange time. A strange foreign concept. Well, what was it? The Beast Wars.
Ah, yes, I remember that. It was during that weird period where 3D animation was just getting started, so everything had to be 3D, which resulted in a lot of awkward animation, bad lip syncing, and of course, very memorable stories to compensate. And the Beast Wars was no exception to that rule.
But I don't understand. The animation is so bad. Why do people cling to the Beast Wars? Well, let's find out together, Optimus. This is the Beast Wars.
The series starts out in any traditional Transformers fashion, with starship battles! Oh yeah, explosions everywhere, blasters firing on all cylinders, Michael Bay's having an orgasm, and both ships get shot down in some unknown planet. And that's just to get your blood pumping from the start. Well, after both ships crash land on this unknown planet, where the energon is in such surplus that even stepping outside for even a millisecond will cause a massive buildup of power, resulting in their stasis lock, followed by death.
I'd like to also point out that this was the first official statement on what exactly energon is. What are you talking about? We've always known what energon is. No, not specifically. It's always been our power supply, ever since Generation 1. That is true. But you've always retrieved energon from dams, power supplies, and one occasion of blowing up the entire planet. That was on Starscream. My point is,
Energon up to this point has always been up in the air, but this is a series that cemented it that it's a mineral that's dug up and mined, and it's used so throughout every other generation afterward. How the mineral is used to power the mechs remains to be seen.
of course, this isn't a review on energon. This is a review on Beast Wars, baby!
So, with the energon on this planet being so high, the Transformers are forced to take on the forms of the beasts and animals on this planet in order to survive. And from here, we meet the cast.
And of course, this is where we finally get some explanation on what's going on. Good, because I've been getting lost all the way through so far. You know, Generation 1 wasn't exactly a wealth of knowledge. We kept things simple for our audiences, so they can understand it easier and better. More like lazy 80s writing, if you ask me.
Anyway, it seems that the initial war between the Autobots and Decepticons has ended, and the story takes place hundreds of years in the future, where the Autobots evolved into the Maximals, and the Decepticons evolved into Predacons. Or the original Predacons took over everything. That's my headcanon, I'm sticking to it. Anyway, the peace that was hard fought and won was disrupted by a group of renegade Predacons led by the notorious Megatron, the predecessor of the original Megatron, after he stole a golden disc which held the location of a major energon supply, which he proceeded to take his men into the past, to find it only to be tracked by a lone Maximal ship led by Optimus Primal, the predecessor of the original Optimus Prime. Coincidence? I think not.
You know, don't you usually go on time travel adventures whenever a story dealing with time travel occurs? Well, now that you mention it, yeah, we kinda do. But Breaker 7's in the shop right now, so we can't time travel that way. I know one way you can do it.
So, after fractions and alliances get forged anew, officially the Beast Wars have begun. And on the Maximal side is Optimus Primal, the leader still in training, Cheetor, the hotshot kid, Rat Trap, the scout/trap master, Rhinox, the medic scientist and all-around techie, and Dinobot, the ex-Predacon turned Maximal. And on the other side is Megatron, the Grand Noble leader of the Predacons, Waspinator, the annoying, Scorponok, the forever loyal, Terrorsaur, the wannabe Starscream of the group, and Tarantulas, the actual Starscream of the group. It's really shaping up to be one humdinger of a war, ain't it?
So you're going to go through each character individually? Oh, you're funny. This review isn't long enough for a full character analysis on every single Beast Wars character, boy. Never call me boy again. Okay.
It is worth going over a few individual characters later on, but as a whole, these characters show the most personality of any generation of Transformers before it. It also shows the most character development of any gen before it as well. Optimus Primal is presented as a leader still in training, and trying to learn how to lead, but near the end, he really earns the name of Prime. Dinobot shows the best character development of any being on the show. On the Maximal side, despite his Predacon origins, he learned over time the way of honor is stronger than his origins. And Silverbolt, a character who gets shown a lot later, is a true hero and a true hero archetype, and a major dork. So much so that he manages to turn a good and popular Predacon named Black Arachnia. Of course, then there's the bot of the hour, Megatron. My god, of any Megatron incarnation, he is by far the most enjoyable to watch, just because of the way he talks and interacts with everyone and everything around him. Just listen to it.
A bargaining chip should remain in play until the game is over. Yes.
Why do you always talk to yourself?
I simply have a penchant for intelligent conversation.
What's wrong, Optimus? Come on, that's hilarious. It just feels wrong. What do you mean wrong? Is this really the kind of villain people like? Well...
All joking aside, he's a very intellectual Megatron. He says that they went to the past for Energon, but in actuality, he wanted to change history, trying and nearly succeeding in killing the OG-OP himself. That's right. He tried to kill the original Optimus Prime in the past, making sure evil triumphs in the wars. All linking back, of course, to the Golden Disc, who had not only the location of where the Autobot ship crashed, with both Optimus and Megatron inside, the originals, not now, but it also had the access codes to get in, which meant this Megatron, this goofball, could have completely wiped out the original Optimus, the original Autobots, before they even got started in the Great Wars on Earth. Say what you will, but that is badass.
That's diabolical. Yeah, it is, ain't it? That's worthy of being my Megatron. Well, it kinda was his idea. He left a message on the Golden Disc. That explains a lot. This Megatron doesn't look smart enough to come up with such an evil plan. Well, I'm off. Autobots, roll out! Wait, where are you going? I'm going to stop that Golden Disc from ever being made! You know, I'm trying to save your franchise. Right. Let's continue.
Of course, the story doesn't just have Maximals versus Predacons, oh no. It also has a third element. Aliens. Extraterrestrial aliens, not just the Transformers. Unknown alien relics are located throughout the planet, with unbelievable powers, which makes things a lot more interesting than just two armies attacking each other. But the stories are still good enough despite the extraterrestrial aid in it. Even if it is more focused on the product placement in later series, it's still a fun ride from beginning to end, with likable characters, amazing action, and even with the dated animation, and trust me, it's really dated, it's still something Transformers we can all return to. Back in the good old days.
So you see, OP, yes, it's never about the formula or special effects. It's not. No. It's about the story. It's about making likable characters. It's about having a good setup. It's about having good plot. And of course, it's always about a story that makes you question what's going to happen next. And do I want to know what happens next? And that's the problem with the Transformers franchise right now. It's so focused on special effects and the formula it's been under since the 80s that it's forgotten the basic elements. The story. Oh my god.
by Primus, it's also clear to me now. If we want to bring people back, we need to change the story and the special effects. Thank you, gentlemen. As you excuse me, I'm off to rescue my franchise. Autobots, roll out!
I hope you do well, my friend. You know, it feels good to help a fellow puppet in need. And I hope the Transformers franchise gets back on its feet in later generations to come. I can't wait to see what they come up with. I've completely forgotten the lesson I just learned. So, if you like this video, please leave a like, share it, subscribe, comment a series you want me to show next, and some people just never learn.